Hello dear students, welcome to the my YouTube channel for my learning. Today I come with another video of the filtration into which we try to understand the classification of the filtration equipment. Basically, as you know that the filtration equipment which used for the filtration purpose, they are basically known as the filters. And into this video, we try to understand the different types of filters will be there. Please don't get confused between the word filters and the filter medium. The filter medium is a media which is used for separating the solid from the liquid, while when we are using the word filter, it is an equipment which is working on the principle of filtration. Before I start, for the tutoring or coaching any of the need of any of the subject or topic related to the pharmaceutics or pharmaceutical technology, please feel free to contact on my email, that is the pharmaelearning@gmail.com, or you can reach me by this WhatsApp number. Now let's go into the details before I start to classify the filters. As I give you the word, the filter is basically the term which is used for the filtration equipment. So now, what are the factors which are affecting the selection of the filters? So there are the two clear-cut demarcation line will be there. The factors, one is related with the materials and the second one is related with the equipment and the process related. So if you look at the details of the material that is related with the material, then we try to understand what is the properties of the fluid, what is the nature of the solid. So nature of the solid means what is the size, the shape, size distribution, packing characteristics. What is the amount of the solid which are present in the slurry or the suspension? What is the amount of the material to be filtered or uh, to be clarified, or to, from which we want to remove the solid particles? And after the solids are going to be removed, whether we need to wash the liquids, wash that solid with the liquid or not, and whether any form of the pre-treatment will be required or not. While if you look at the equipment of the process later, we try to understand the flow rate, whether the flow rate is going to be increased or decreased, or we want a constant flow rate, then should be on the absolute sense, that is limit to the size of the particles passing through the filter medium should be known. So what is the slurry? What is the size distribution of the insoluble solids which are present in the slurry? Then whether it should be sterilizable, whether we want to go for the remove the particles like remove the microorganism, because that is one of the technique is there, sterilization, that is by filtration. What's the meaning of the word sterile? Sterile means free from microorganisms and their products. Sterilization is the process to make the thing sterile, like we are using the injections vial which is to be given by the parenteral route. So those particular doses are required to be sterile in very brief. And another one is that, so in this particular case, the sterilization should be also carried out by the filters, and the another thing is that it should be the economical in nature. So now we can classify these filters, that is the filtration equipment, by a number of the ways. The first way, that is on the basis of the external force applied or the driving force. So as you know that we want to increase the rate of filtration, then we can apply the pressure on the top, so increase the pressure at the inlet of the slurry, or apply the suction force of the vacuum at the filtered receiver. So here we can say that the first one is called the pressure filter, into which we are going to apply the pressure at the inlet where the slurry is going to fit. So there are the two types of the filters will be there, that's called a plate and flame filter, and another one is a meta filter which work on that principle. The another one into which, that is the second class of this type of the filters will, that's called a vacuum filter, into which we are going to apply the suction force at the place of filter receiver. So the example is the filter lip. And the third type into which we are applying the centrifugation force when the filtration is carried out. Okay, so that type of the filters that are known as the centrifugal filters will be there. So here we try to understand the pressure filters, that is the widely used, that is called a plate and frame filter, or it is called a filter press also. While in the case of vacuum filter, you find the filter lip or the rotary drum filter that are the most widely used. While in the case of centrifuge, we find the perforated basket centrifuge or the semi-continuous centrifuge. See, I can say that this third class of the centrifuge filters, that are again the same way. You can say how to, you can also find the same classification of that particular things when we look at my video of the classification of the centrifuge. The second way of the classification of the filters, that is on the basis of the nature of filtration. So for what purpose? Because we want to remove the solids from the liquid. So if the most important is that the insoluble solids which are important to us, or we want that particular, then they are called as the cake filters. And in this case, yes, always they are present in the large amount. If we want to get the small amount of the solids will be there, means we want to remove the small amount of the solid, but my main product is the liquid. Okay, so I want to clarify my liquid, as I given in the difference between the clarification and the filtration into my another YouTube video, that is the filtration introduction, the more details about that particular. So this type of filters are known as a clarifying filter. And another type of the filter that's called the closed flow filter, into which the suspension is going to, the fluid of the suspension flows under the pressure at a very high velocity across the filter medium. So we can classify the filters on the basis of this criteria also. The another thought, that is on the basis of operation of the filtration, whether we are carrying out the filtration either continuously we are carrying out, or we are carrying out in the discontinuous or in the batch one. So here what is going to be happen in the continuous filtration, we are continuously feeding the slurry and continuously we are removing the filtrate, and continuous remove of the filter cake is also taking place. So that are called a continuous filtration. While in the case of batch or the discontinuous filtration, what is going to be happen, after a certain amount of the slurry is going to be filtered, then we are stopping the process, we are removing the filter cake from the filter medium, we are collecting the filtrate, and then we are clarifying or we are removing the filter medium, and we are again starting that particular process of the filtration from the scratch. So these are the different three ways for the classification of the that's what we can say the filtration equipment will be there. So I can say that if I am going to use any of the filtration equipment, then filtration equipment can be classified in any one of the category of this. So it may be either the pressure or the vacuum, or it may be the centrifugal filter, or it may be either continuous filter, or it may be the batch filter, or in the another word, the previous slide we have, it may be either cake filter or the clarifying filter or the closed flow filter will be there. So if you like my video, please give a like and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Pharma Learning, for more coming videos on the various topics related to the pharmacy. Thank you.